Yes! I can't help but wonder, and I promise you, upstairs at the venue, originally known as Paul Brown Stadium, they're asking themselves the same thing. What would we be paying these guys had we gotten these deals done a year ago? It is a fair criticism. It is at least a fair observation that they waited longer than they needed to, and that they maybe waited longer than they should have, and that if they would have gotten these deals done a while ago, first of all, how many headaches could have been avoided? A hold in, all the ins and outs of Jamar and T, but also, what could they be doing with that extra money that they now have to pay those two players? And that's a question we're going to be asking moving forward, well beyond this offseason. Moving forward, you've got to get out in front of things like this with elite players. Baseball and football are different sports, not obviously just on the field, but with regard to how contracts are structured in the CBA and when players can hit free agency, and baseball has this awful arbitration system. Football really doesn't have that. You can lock in a player long-term anytime in baseball. Football, you've got to hit a certain date of eligibility. It's not apples to apples. I'm the first to admit that. But one of the best things the Reds have done in recent years is they get Hunter Green, who they had no doubts about, who they knew was a face of the franchise. By the way, Hunter Green has had injuries. He's had Tommy John surgeries, not gotten through a full big league season without spending time on the injured list. And yet they still said, that's a guy, long-term, that kind of talent. We want to lock in the rate. We want to know what we're going to be paying him. And you know what? He may turn out to be a bargain. That doesn't mean Hunter's not going to hit free agency one day. He will. That's why the deal from his perspective was smart. He gets a great amount of financial security and still has a chance to go get the bag while he still is in his prime. But can you imagine what they would be paying this guy this year and next year if he keeps pitching at a really high level? Don't have to worry about that because they got out in front of it. You got to get out in front of these things with elite players when you're allowed. The Reds did it with Hunter Green. So far it's worked. They deserve credit for it. The Bengals, yes, deserve credit for doing what Joe Burrow wanted. Team president, team general manager Joe Burrow, doing what he wanted, signing both, getting this done, and now we can wonder how the Bengals are going to fix the rest of the team and what the future may look like with that trio of players together forging the Bengals' identity. You can be excited about that, and I think you could also recognize that from a financial perspective, things would be a little bit more team-friendly had they not waited. The lesson moving forward is don't wait on elite players.